You're one of those the stars that are so well remembered by fans. You must be recognized a lot. Do they come and ask for your autographs at the door and in markets and so forth?
Well, you know, I missed that at first, but I don't anymore. It's kind of nice to see the others getting all that attention. But I did get it, of course, and I still have a few fans left. A couple that had Claire Windsor fan clubs, and one fan in New York has been the most ardent, devoted fan. I doubt if there's anyone on the screen or stage that could boast of a fan like this chap. He's made up 26 books of my career out of clippings, and he's done them so beautifully. It took him 3 years to compile these books, and he sent them all on to me, and they really should be in a museum. If they ever build a Hollywood motion picture museum, I'll give them the books to them. But I don't know if they're ever going to build it or not. It's too bad that that fell through. So many of the stars had given mementos of the past, you know, for the museum. And I'm sure Mary Pickford was going to give many of her things to the museum, which she will. And about the Hearst Ranch, I didn't tell you about going up to the Hearst Ranch. The last time that Rudolph Valentino was up there, we were up there too. Bert Littell and I were up there on the party, and he invited many of us to the premiere of his last picture that he made, The Son of the Sheik, wasn't it? Yes. And it was at the $1 Million Theater downtown. I don't know what it is now. This is way back in 1926, I think.
It was called that when I lived here in the 50s.
Mm-hmm. Well, maybe it's still there. I don't know. Well, anyway, we went to see the picture, and of course it was very good. We liked it, and he was called up on the stage to make a little speech. And as he was leaving the stage, there were some of his fans, perhaps backstage, and they were leaning against a great big vase, and it fell over right on him and put him down in the orchestra pit head first. And he had quite a gash on his forehead. Then, right after that, he went to New York. And as you know, he died in New York after the premiere of his picture. And, of course, everybody mourns his death every year for some reason or other. I don't know why. I could tell you a fantastic story about Rudolph, which is rather amusing in a way, but I know there are many of his fans wouldn't like this story, but shall I tell it anyway? Well, I was playing extra, and he was an extra. And I was out at the Vernon Country Club, which was a popular nightclub at that time, with a friend, and I saw this dreamy-eyed chap, beautiful chap, dancing with a very charming woman who was probably 3 times his age. And as they danced around, his eyes saw mine, and he didn't leave me in my eyes for one moment. And as he would make a turn, he would rest his hand on my hand, and then during the time we were waiting for the music to play again, this gentleman I was with knew the woman who was Princess Tibetskoy. And I met Rudolph that night, and he invited me to have dinner with him at the not Coconut Grove, but the hotel downtown. They were building the Ambassador then. So we went on the streetcar, by the way. He didn't have a car. He was just an extra boy, and I was an extra girl. And we went on the streetcar downtown and had dinner, and we danced. Oh, he was a divine dancer, as you know. And right after that, on the way home, he didn't have, I don't know, maybe he didn't have the money to take me home on the streetcar, because he said, let's walk home, and that's a long walk, because I lived right across the street from the Westlake Park. And
rather romantic, though, with Rudolph Valentino.
Yes, but this was, you know, I was a green punk from a little town in Kansas, and I hadn't heard these stories come in and see my etchings. But we passed his apartment. It was only a few blocks from where I lived. And he said, I'll show you. He'd been talking about Italy, you know. He says, I have a lot of pictures from Italy. Come on in, and I'll show them to you. And silly me, I went in. And you know where he lived? He lived in a one-room apartment, a basement apartment. We had to walk down 4 or 5 steps to this room he lived in. And he started chasing me around the room, and I started crying. I said, please take me home. He did. So I must give him credit. He was honorable enough to stop chasing me. But many a girl would like to have been chased by him, you know. After that, he got his start soon after that in The Four Horsemen of the Apocalypse, and I got my start with Lois Weber. And he never asked to take me out again, of course, but we met at parties very frequently, and he started going to Pola Negri, and they were up at the ranch that last time that he was up there. She was up there also. But he didn't come down to any of the meals. He was really ill. He had ulcers of the stomach, she said, and that's probably what killed him. But it's too bad,